Okay, and we're live. We're a bit of a delay. Tomar, thanks from Treatise. Thanks for joining me. We have Omar in the background. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much, Thomas, for inviting us. We're very excited to be here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the Treatise platform lately. I've been a Matterport provider myself since 2015. I've kind of switched to the other side of this recently, but it's something that interests me. So give me a little bit of background maybe about yourself, how Treatise came to be, and about your business.
All right, so Treatise platform is an all-in-one tool for Matterport service providers. And our main cause is that we believe in breaking Matterport limits with all of our unique features, which I will hopefully describe, and Thomas will help me describe that as well in this talk. Treatise really lets its users get a variety of features on top of the standard Matterport product. We started about 4 years ago as a company providing photo services through Matterport. Over the years, we've created more than 4,000 virtual tours for a variety of industries. Really, and as we got going, and as we started and continued to realize our customer needs, we understood that different industries require different products that Matterport cannot provide. And we started to developing various features to fill our customers' requests, one after the other. And at some point, we realized that there are really endless needs for solutions over the Matterport tour, and we understood that all of the developments that we were doing for ourselves could serve a wide audience of users, and that's how Treatise was actually born. We kind of branched off all the developments and took off with our new company.
Yeah, exactly, and that's a very important point. What you said is that, like, a virtual tour on its own is the same as any other virtual tour. Really, the power lies in being able to add specialized features and areas that really have implications in very specific industries. And that's one thing that I really, suppose, love about your platform, is that you very much have brought everything together, and it satisfies a number of industries and in very different ways. I suppose the virtual tour sales, the group and our program, we're very much believe in niching down and becoming a specialist in specific markets. And you really need to focus on a couple of areas to do that. One is, say, features, and what else you can do that is very specific to a niche market. And the next one is results. And you kind of have both of those things covered. So we all know there's a lot of features. I suppose we're having a discussion before this, and I said we're going to go a bit of a different route with this interview, in that I'm going to be giving a demo of your platform as opposed to you giving a demo, because I only used it today for the first time. I spent an hour going through it, was all. I think that's a good way for people to get a feel for it and see how easy it actually is and how much extra value you can add to your services by using Treatise with Matterport. So maybe before that, give me a bit of insight into, we all know the features that you have at the moment. What other features do you have coming down the line?
As far as our roadmap, and I'll speak about that for, let's say, the next 6 months roughly. It includes 4 big features: virtual staging, an e-commerce integration, a contest, sort of contest game creator inside the tour, and an augmented reality integration. So I'll touch them. I'll touch them a little bit. The virtual staging one, which is the biggest one we're working on right now, and you guys might have seen the Facebook teaser that I released. The virtual staging allows you the ability to insert a 3D model, either from a library which we will offer, or from a model that you upload yourself to the Matterport tour, and see how it fits the property instantly, really in a heartbeat on the tour. And we've been receiving many inquiries about this one, and we know this is really a huge feature, and clients need this. And I'll discuss this a little bit later as well. E-commerce, again, a huge market, and we hope this is a very aspiring goal. This is a very high goal, but we want to be the ones that kind of help make the transition in the world from the basic web page, add to cart type shopping online, to where you actually walk in the tour, you feel like you're in the store. With the AR and the VR integrations, that's going to be even more interactive, and you're going to walk in the store and shop from there. And we're going to integrate the web page e-commerce solution into our virtual tours. It's part of we started this solution with our tags having custom icons and being transparent, and we're gonna continue to push that way. Contest creator, creating some contest experiences, whether it's what you might call an escape room, or it could be a huge company conference with stations for different games, or even, you know, a virtual scavenger hunt. And yeah, like I said, an AR integration, we're starting to make serious research on that and to see how we can implement this. And really, besides those big features, the one last thing I want to add is that anyone who follows us already knows that Treatise never stops developing. This is our motto. It's not something we just write up there. We push it every day. And even when my job gets very busy, the first thing I tell Omer is I need a developer. I don't need someone helping me. I need another developer to push and to add more things, because this is the product and this is what is out there for clients. And we release updates and improvements on a weekly basis, mostly listening to our clients' requests and needs. Really, that's another big key to us, is that quick support, listening to what you need. We have if you guys use Trello, then you know the different columns. So the longest column there all the time, and the one that's always being updated, is the client's request. And we always add things to there, develop, and update them in the system. And we really want to help you generate more business, because your success is our success.
Yeah, that's very. I love Trello myself. I use it for too much of anything. But that's a very. I suppose I can very much vouch for what you're saying there. I've actually jumped on anonymously onto a couple of your calls over the past couple of weeks, and a big proportion of those calls is listening to the feedback and the bugs, and I've seen it firsthand that some issues that came up one week were solved the next week. So I can very much, I suppose, I see that working. In terms of the features that I suppose one of the biggest features that really excites me is the virtual staging. Especially, it's something that is very much we all have a need for, especially in terms of real estate. It's a great feature, but also then the AR capabilities as well. So the AR capabilities is something that I suppose a lot of platforms have been looking at over the past while, and in my opinion, it has some of the biggest implications, because being able to bring kind of that data that is created on your platform into real world environments and kind of brings it a step further. And where do you kind of envision that, and what industries will start to pick up those services more, do you think, in terms of, say, the AR? Is it in terms of, say, the manufacturing, industrial, or where would you see those features being used?
So I think, and generally answering your question before I dive into details, that, you know, we develop features because we see sometimes an obvious need in one or two industries, but then, you know, there's always that way where some other industries pick that up and realize that they need this also. So I don't want to be too specific with pointing this out. But yeah, you spoke about the virtual staging. That's going to be huge for real estate agencies, having the ability to add 3D model and see how it looks on the tour. And we're work with we're using the Matterport 3D mesh to help the implemented models look as elegant as possible. And we still need to perfect this, but we're working on this very hard. We're going to allow also blurring of certain objects. I know Matterport now only allows face blurring, and we're going to allow to insert animations. So again, if virtual staging, the obvious need would be real estate agencies, but with animations, I can see a huge tech company doing a virtual conference with us, and using an animation to create that conference. So really, I think creativity is the key, and having an open mind to the implementations of the features, and then you guys as MSPs pitching that to your clients and showing them their need even before they realize it. As with the AR, I think big retail stores, any giant stores or commercial places, I think will could use this. The virtual staging is right around the corner. So you guys probably seen the teaser,
Yeah.
and it's going to be available very soon, we hope. And the AR is something a little bit more down the road, but we're taking a serious step in that because, like you said, Thomas, it's a huge feature.
Yeah, absolutely, and like I suppose the people like Matterport is still the industry leader, and a big factor of that is because of the 3D mesh, and the 3D mesh is and kind of the underlying 3D model that you can provide with the infrared at Matterport is what allows, I suppose, these kind of advanced applications to be designed with the SDK. So your vision is very much aligned with using that 3D mesh to its full capabilities. Would you say that?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're always testing how they, when we develop this virtual staging, we're always testing the animations and the furniture and any model that we implement there, and we're trying to realize where those gaps or lags or misalignments, however you want to call them, wherever
Yeah.
they are, and we always try to find and minimize them and get this out there as soon as possible and in the best quality possible.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I suppose one question on my mind, probably a lot of people's mind, is if something happens to Matterport goes out of business, what happens to Treatise?
So that's a very fair question. And after examining this situation closely, we've made a strategic choice to go with Matterport. We believe that they have the best technology out there, and there's a lot of things, a lot of great things to do with it. We also received offers, which I can't specify in here about from other competing companies, but we really believe Matterport is the strongest product, and also to even add to that, you don't have to just take my word for it or my examination with it, but we have a great relationship with them, and they love the product, and we always collaborate, and our CTOs speak, and our directors speak, and they approve our SDK, our domains for the white label, and the relationship is tight, and it's only getting tighter, with our UK resellers, with the guys from Matterport in the UK, and we're always pushing for that because we want to be close with them, so we're not just reliant on them, from our office back here, but we actually communicate them closely, and we understand that they're going in a direction that we like, and then we can add to that the things that are needed over the Matterport.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that is very important, I suppose, for yourselves, for Matterport, and for your users, which is great to see. Another thing that people probably don't know, you're actually quite a growing team. It's not just yourself and Omar. You have 7 or 8 developers, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, and we're always looking for ones. So if you got a good one, tell me. No, I'm just kidding, but we really are growing all the time, and I mean, we understand the situation. I can, like you said before, you guys are hearing demos all the time. I can go out there giving demos, and we can do a lot of push from the business side. But at the end of the day, there's a product, and it's you out there as MSPs sitting in front of your iPad or your computer and using our product, and it needs to be good, and it needs to be always working and always updating. So really, that's our push is to grow that way. And we're also growing our reseller program with partners from all over the world, and this is also key to us. And we want to our main goal is to create a community, really, to create a community of clients who can help each other, and we feel like this isn't an unreachable goal. It's getting there. We're constantly growing and getting more clients, more requests, different industries that need different things, and we're trying to link our clients to one another as well, because I mean, you guys know this. You guys are a network. You know how much stronger you are as a network. Whatever the collaboration between you is, it's always better, than being solo.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That is very important to together is stronger than one. That is true. That's, I suppose, it's most people in this group, whether in the pro group or a regular group, it is very much a learning and collaborative environment. And the great thing about being, I suppose, in my position and probably your position as well, is that you probably learn about some of the best features that you brought on from people using your platform. You're getting ideas the whole time. And same as myself, being in a position where I'm talking to businesses in this industry every day, it ultimately makes your business stronger, which is great. Collaborative is the best approach. I suppose without further ado, maybe I'll share my screen and show people what I was able to do in an hour today, and give the virtual tour sales demo of the platform in the hour that I was using it. But I think people will be impressed about how much you can actually do in a short amount of time. I wasn't reading any manuals. I signed up. I put in the 3 tours in an hour, and I was able to. I suppose the results are very impressive and kind of very much aligned with what this group is about as well. So let me share my screen.
Yeah, and yeah, this is fantastic in my opinion. When you offered this idea to me before the talk, I automatically understood that the difference between what I'm seeing as the guy working with the developers, as the guy saying, I need this button right here, and then I get this button, as opposed to the guy that's just seeing this button out of nowhere. It's a completely different experience, and I'm very excited to hear that you found it user-friendly enough, and it's an emphasis to us because we know the more features you add, if you're not on top of this, of the tutorials and the manuals and helping, then clients might get lost. But we're definitely on top of that, and
yeah, absolutely. It's very user friendly, and I thought that was the best approach, because as opposed to, you're right, it's very easy for you to give us a demo and show us because you know it inside out, but me giving a demo after only an hour of using it can really give people an insight into how easy it is to get up and running on it. So I created 3 examples. I did one for, say, hotel, I did one of auto, and I did one of an educational one. So within each one of these, I kind of picked, I suppose, certain features that kind of align with how I would approach a client. So in terms of, say in terms of a hotel, for example, I'd be positioning it as a sales and marketing service, and I wanted to kind of use features to get that emphasis across, to ultimately to be able to build kind of a higher deal in the first place, and maybe a longer term contract. And that's how I ultimately view kind of add-on third-party platforms, is they allow you the ability to do that without these without certain, say, features and stuff that is built towards results. You're just offering a photography service at the end of the day. So maybe first of all, I'll just click into it. And so one of the first things that I realized was that it was very well laid out. It took me I clicked through all of these once, and then I began actually building the tour. When I created the tour, it's simple. You put in your link, and you get brought to this page. Then put in some of the details in here, contact details. I skipped some of this stuff. And then I jumped to all of these things. So one of the good things was that I suppose after editing the feature, I kind of went to the page, tested it, tweaked it. But as I said, I probably had this built within 20 minutes after doing a lot of playing around with it, after creating some custom pictures without finding audio, with finding video. So maybe let me show you. It's probably better just to show you the tour first and see what I was able to do in about 20 minutes. I even know what these buttons are now.
Yeah, 20 minutes is fantastic time, even in our relative to us editing.
Yeah, so it's it was, I suppose, a benefit of have a technical background as well, but it's very easy. One of the first things I did was I created this, very much one of the approaches that I would use when I was talking to hotel clients was I try and work towards a long-term plan, and I'd say we'd help the virtual experience to promote your promotions throughout the year. So whatever promotions you're running at Christmas, whatever you're running at, say, autumn, whatever you're running at summer, we'll use the tour to promote those promotions and to collect leads. Right away, this is something you can't do within Matterport. Right away, this is something that's going to impress a client, a hotel client, for example, much more than just giving them a virtual tour. The viewing experience is always good, but having this additional features is much better. I suppose one approach that I always take when dealing with any, I suppose, industry that is that virtual experience is a sales and marketing service is always deal in terms of lead generation and in terms of conversions. Is the tour, how can the tour help you get more leads, and how can it help those convert more of those leads to customers? So within this, I put in, say, the video, I just had one of the videos that they had on their YouTube channel. I put this in, I put in the simple here. I think it's quite nice that you can actually, one of the nice features I found was that it's nice that you can actually leave this play as you actually walk through the tour as well. It kind of adds a bit, maybe an ambience, a bit more of a nice touch to it, a bit more of a kind of a personalized experience. I added in the menu item in here. The book now going directly to that page, get 20% off now. Again, maybe promoting something. Again, it's something that can be built into kind of a long-term thing, into a sales and marketing strategy that you hand over with this, that allows you to collect kind of a recurring revenue, again, that you can't do with Matterport. And then some other things that this maybe facility offers that links to other external sources. So I just kept it quite simple for this and added in some features. Again, I was adding in features that I wanted to add in. I didn't want to add in features that every single feature, because again, certain features apply to specific industries.
Of course, yeah.
And again, in here, I suppose this is one of the questions that I had. This book an appointment, is this specifically for the live viewing feature, or is it can it be for just another lead generation box as well?
So right now it's for the live viewing feature. It generates a link, a call link, and it sends it to both the host, whatever you put in as the contact client in here, and to the guy who's booking the appointment, the potential buyer, viewer, whatever.
Yep.
I mean, essentially he puts in his details and an email is sent to the contact, so he can reach out as well. But it's an automatic invitation email. I can pop that up later and show you how it looks, or you can just demo it now. But it's just a basic invitation link with all the details that the viewer put in,
yep,
and a link ready for the time of the call.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is like, it's obviously, I suppose, it's the live viewing feature has been something that has been very much, I suppose, prevalent in a lot of the 360 platforms over the last while, because it's very relevant because of COVID. It's something that has a practical use that it didn't have before, which is brilliant. And another use that I would see it is not just a real estate, especially in terms of maybe say the hospitality, in terms of wedding venues, event venues. It's something that can be used very much on a day-to-day basis by their employees to communicate on a more effective manner. So it's a really nice feature added in. And what I really liked was especially the built-in appointment feature, because that was something I was helping, I suppose, some people get up and running through integrating a couple of different systems to be able to offer it. So we're actually collecting those leads and being able to allow people. So having this all built in is a really nice touch. Again, I put my logo up on the top left corner, and yeah, it again took 20 minutes to do this. They're nice features. They're things that add a lot more value to the tour, and things that add, I suppose, a longer term value to the tour as well. Something that can be like in a regular Matterport tour, it's all great and all being able to put in a new booking link in this, but it's not the same as being able to have a pop-up window or have a sweep that starts with something else. Actually, that'll bring me on to my next one. I'll show you so that was
or change the icon for this one. That's the one that pops up on my eye. Having customized icons for the matter tags. Yeah, that's also a possibility.
Yeah, exactly, and that was one thing I actually played around with as well. I don't think I changed any in this, but again, I was kind of just trying to see what I could do in an hour in terms of capabilities.
That's totally the right mindset. I love it.
So this one was I did I have to log in again. So I did the auto tour. So within the auto tour, again, this is just a tour I had done from years ago. With this one, what I actually built into it was I built in an audio into the sweeps. So again, I'm thinking in terms of people are very, let me see. So location-based marketing is a big thing in all areas of business, especially when it comes to marketing services. And I think virtual tour shouldn't be any different. And that's one of the exciting features that I realized over the past while. So in this, again, I started a couple of, what I did was I used a free software. I took text that I had that was on, I suppose, the page of this business, and I converted that text to an audio file. Again, this was all done in 20 minutes, and then put it in. So when you jump to here,
the BMW 5 Series is an executive car manufactured by BMW since 1972. It is the successor to the new class sedans and is currently in its 7th generation.
So again, I think that's a very cool feature. It has so many different implications, not just in terms of, and this is very cool. You can also have, say, what I think would be very nice would be, say, having, say, an agent popping up here, maybe giving you a demo of the car, or I just have, say, one of the BMWs, say, their marketing videos in here. But again, I have another audio sweep in here.
The first generation of 5 Series was powered by naturally aspirated 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder petrol engines. Following generations have been powered by 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, V8 and V10 engines.
Again, that was something. It's amazing the amount of free content out there. That was done through a complete free source, creating the audio file. So that was just something I didn't hear. Again, had the logo up here. It's very nice. It's very slick the way you can put in, I suppose, a PNG. It fits in nicely. There's other areas I didn't bother adding in a menu in here, but I suppose you could add in a menu and give maybe a quick overview, jump to specific areas of it. So yeah, like it was something that was just added so much more value to the tour. I didn't put any pop-ups in this one, but again, you could come to a specific area, could trigger a pop-up, or maybe another certain view or another piece of information. And I really liked the way you can kind of, before I was kind of trying to, like, I know my own business, I knew before that I was trying to, I suppose, present a marketing plan that had value over a long period of time and was kind of results orientated. But you are limited within the Matterport platform to what results you can actually, I suppose, help them achieve, because you need to have the certain features in terms of lead generation, in terms of, say, a more customized user experience, in terms of location-based, say, activation, to be able to offer a really tailored experience and a really interactive experience that keep people longer on the tour, keep them engaged for longer, and ultimately move them further along the sales process. And that's what I think that this does. So,
and that's where the analytics also kick in, which you probably will talk about later.
Yeah, let's have a little look at the last one then, and then you can maybe.
All right, sounds great.
So this
really,
last,
I think the big balance you have to find here is between information and experience. You know, because you can always push in that information about the hotel, about the car, and it's great and it's important. And sometimes you would just want could be an audio narration explaining about the car. But you know, if a car dealership or a car company has a different feel to how, or a different approach to how they want to do it, then you put in a pump up music when you sit in the driver's seat, and and you want to get that guy, who's sitting and watching this on his phone or on his laptop into that car experience. And sometimes that's as huge as as providing him with all the reviews and details that he needs, because that kind of gets him in that buying mode, and it bridges the gap, between being in the house and being in the dealership.
Yeah, exactly, and one thing that I like, especially for when you're talking to maybe, say, from the auto industry or the hotel industry, for example, you're going to be talking to, say, a sales and marketing team that know the triggers that get people to make decisions, and those triggers can be built in the form of features into these experiences, which do take it another level beyond it, because, like, people have the attention span of a goldfish these days. They zone in, zone out very quickly, so it needs to be very interactive, very tailored, very custom, and very unique experience. And the only way you can do that is through the use of tools like this.
Absolutely.
So, let me see. So the last example was just education and pharma. So again, I think I just had the logo in top. Let me see.
Yeah, so, those industries really, when we started, when Matterport started, or when maybe when some of you guys started, I know when I jumped on, the first real uses of virtual tour would seem like a real estate agency, like a museum maybe, but it's expanding to so many industries. We're receiving inquiries from mind-blowing companies that want this tour, and I'm always amazed at what great uses they find. You know, generally speaking now, not even a certain treatise feature, but generally speaking, the virtual world and training staff and really it goes to any football stadiums, you know, even that, so many things now that realize this is a source of business for them.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, I suppose in my own experience was I found that like the majority of people use it as a sales and marketing tool, but where the highest value projects and highest value clients are is when it's being used on a practical basis to either enable some processes, to cut time, to cut or to just simply do things better within a business. As you said, for like one of our biggest niche markets would have been the pharmaceutical sector, and that would have been on a very practical basis to train new employees, to be able to guide someone around the factory, to be able to give virtual access to, say, contractors, to be able to talk with stakeholders that are in different countries for multinational companies, and nothing to do with, say, analytics, to be honest. It was all based around just being able to use it in a practical sense to be able to cut out a lot of the time that was being wasted by doing things that was a lot of times inefficient. Another thing I suppose in this tour, what I did was, again, I did a voice activated thing, because this is a company that I worked with a couple of years ago, but again, this is just, I know if I was able to, I'm not working on a day-to-day basis doing the end work anymore, but I know if I presented them something with this, it would take it a step further, because these actually, they're trying to, this company here, this tour is they're actually prospecting to students and pharmaceutical companies. They train up pharmaceutical companies. So being able to guide them around and show them certain areas of a facility in a more effective manner through the use of interacting in voice is a much better experience. So again, I just had...
Welcome to our fill finish suite. Please stay in this new location and look around as we provide you with an introduction. We offer a 3-day program for postgraduates and our pharmaceutical clients. This program is designed to provide an introduction to current aseptic techniques related to working in an aseptic filling environment.
So again, I just put in a text asking a viewer to stay in the location while we get you an introduction. Again, you're controlling their experience. Another thing that I was just thinking, this is just me thinking higher level concepts. Like you say that you have virtual staging coming down the line. Like in the case like this, say if I'm trying to create a tour like this, giving someone, I suppose, a demo, or more so a walkthrough, a guided tour, can you put in, say, interactivity in terms of, say, arrows of where to go next, or that kind of thing within the tour? Do you think that'll be a capability coming down the line?
Yeah, it certainly will be, and it's not the first time I'm hearing about this. So it might not even be related to virtual staging. Just another feature that's going to be available a little bit after the virtual staging, but definitely that's something, or it could be implemented via the virtual staging as well. But it's definitely something coming down the line, and like we said, generating more practical use requires a little bit of those features to help people navigate through the tour, where you don't want them you're not just swarming the tour with interactivity, but you actually want them going a certain path in it. So that would be the way to do it, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's, and like, again, it comes down to just being, it's it allows our clients to be able to guide someone through it the way they would if they were in person. And a lot of times that is, like, especially for the likes of, say, even in, I suppose, in industrial, like this is an educational facility, but it's still very much kind of mirrors kind of the same kind of service that would be for, say, an industrial facility, a chemical facility. And a lot of those times, site inductions are done, either it's done by someone or it's done through watching a video, whereas something like this is a much better way of doing things. And every single say project site, in like construction site, project site, say chemical site, manufacturing site, visitors have to do a site induction. This is just something that we would have offered these solutions for site inductions, but this was before all of this was. If I was to work with those companies and offering this now, it would have made my sales process a hell of a lot easier, and it would have been way more practical for them to use, because it would have completely removed it would have completely removed some of the processes and steps that would have been required if someone had to do it this way. Again, you said, is there also coming, this is just thinking now, this is me just purely thinking off the top of my head and my experience and how I would use it, is there the option to say, add in, say, some sort of a gamification in, say, when someone goes through the tour, they're being guided, they're listening to the audio, and then they're being tested on it, so they have to pass a site induction, for example. Is something like that maybe coming down the line?
Yes, so that's the contest game feature that I was talking about. It's mainly for that, and we're thinking about different ways to implement this. But like you said, moving from one station where you get tested, it could be a quiz, or it could be you know, you have to do a simple function, move this to that, and then you're being transferred to the next station. That's certainly coming down the line, and we're trying to realize what's the best way to do this, that can offer a good feature, but also be as user friendly as possible to set up on the back end.
Yeah, that sounds great. Even just thinking off the top of my head, if that, I know when you sweep to a certain location, if I suppose if I was offering this, what I would do is, after, if I was trying to move to this room, before moving through, there'd be a pop-up and I couldn't move through to the next room until I completed the quiz, and then I go on to the next part of the factory and I go through the next part of the site induction. That's just me. It's just my brain's ticking over, thinking about, I suppose, relevant projects and use cases because of, I suppose, some of the projects I would have worked on.
Yeah, sounds fantastic, and we're definitely looking into what's the best way of doing this.
So let's talk a little bit about analytics instead. So
yes,
there won't be, I suppose, too many analytics on this because I only uploaded them this morning. Oh, so the analytics are here, is it?
Yeah. So really, the big thing I want to talk about, I can go through every value, you know, unique users versus the number of views, average amount of time on the tour. But really, the biggest feature that I've found important with this, if you could scroll down to the mini map, to the heat map, sorry. So, and if you could zoom in on that map just with your mouse, it's gonna, yep. So, so right now there hasn't been many movement, but on every circle you can see how many viewers have been on, how many times, and I think this, and you know this is probably something that comes up a lot in your job, but when you can come to a client and tell them, hey, I got this solution for you, and in this example it's a virtual tour over Treatise, but you can also tell them, hey, I'm going to constantly analyze this tour, and I'm going to constantly realize what's working and what's not. You know, I'm not going scanning your house, throwing a few tags, and we'll speak to you next year. I'm constantly looking through this, and you can constantly look because it's a public link that everyone can see, and we can realize that, hey, this back room, no one ever gets to it. Maybe a sweep right before that is what's drawing people in there. Maybe this is not interactive enough. I'm seeing a lot of people are staying on the right side of this room or whatever. That's probably the best place to put in the lead feature, the lead generator, and get the people signed up there because that's the room everyone stays in. And really, if you constantly analyze this, you can do a whole lot. And I feel like you can probably bridge this to our viewers, to your group, and to anyone else you're doing business with, even better than me. I mean, the implications are obvious.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it comes back to very much like it's allowing you to offer a location-based marketing service. You can very much put, like, if you know that people are very much drawn to a specific area, if it's not because of a sweep or anything, if it's just because of maybe a visually impressive area that people seem to focus on, putting an offer there maybe is the best place to do it, to get the most, I suppose, the most interaction, the most leads, and again, it's as you said, it's taking it a step further, where they're offering results based on the analytics, and that is one thing. You can't, like I suppose like virtual tours were originally invented as kind of a sales and marketing service for real estate, and then it kind of progressed to the other industries. But to really offer a sales and marketing service, the analytics are the vital part of that. You can't offer results without understanding why people do what they do, where the leads are coming from, and how to actually build a plan based on that. So what other areas of this? I see you have the source views. Again, like I don't have much in here, but if this was, does this show social media? Does this show specific websites or web addresses, or how is this usually broken down?
So on our we're going to update this, so it's going to show direct web addresses. For now, it's just there's a certain divide there. And really, it's going to be updated to web addresses. We just had to go back a step and make it a bit more generic because of some other updates we were having. And after version 2, we could get on to developing to basically allowing you to see exactly from which web address, your viewer came from. Really, so that's regarding that. And then we're going to work on analytics for sure. We know the power it has. We know the need, and as the awareness grows, we know that your clients are gonna ask for this, and the end users, are gonna ask for this. So we have to be ready, and we have to offer a report that's very interactive, giving all the information necessary, and help analyze the results really.
Yeah, exactly. Results are, I suppose, my background is in sales and marketing and digital marketing specifically. So digital marketing, you have to be very analytics focused. You won't get more business, or you won't win another customer without analytical results backing up work you've done with previous customers. And I think when it comes to any industry, especially virtual tour industry, is you're really offering a digital marketing service. It's a photography and a visual service, but at the end of the day, it should be offered to get specific results, whether it's in terms of more leads, in terms of better conversions, in terms of, say, more people in the website, and more traffic overall. So you need to be able to back that up first of all, so we can probably again try and build in a customer long term on maybe a payment plan, so we can actually offer a managed marketing service where you analyze, track this, and then tweak it on a monthly basis, offering in more promotions, advice on where to put it in. But then also, I suppose I always tell people that you should be really selfish in terms of what can you get out of a project so you can win your next customer easy. And analytics speaks a lot louder than a visual example. Again, like most customers are blown away when they see Matterport, especially when you see the built-in features that you can offer as well. But analytics speak louder than words. And when you're talking to someone in a sales and marketing background, the first thing they want to know is the analytics side of things. What results can it get? What results has it got? And what results, show me the examples where it's done this, and this in the past. And it's great that I suppose you've really kind of put an emphasis and a focus on that, and that there is more stuff in the pipeline to really kind of double down on that area.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And we're gonna push this hard because we understand the importance, like everything you just said, really.
Brilliant. So is there any let me see, is there any other area of this that you want that was just, again, I suppose I can't put the emphasis on it enough, like I suppose all the features that people have seen there that I was able to build in, that's including like in the hotel, I went I suppose Photoshop, and I built to say, I just designed the image, the pop-up. For this, I converted the audio files and I found the videos now, so it's so easy to be able to create a very kind of custom tour in no time at all, and really kind of take it a whole step further, and something that really kind of brings your services a step further outside, kind of coming out of that bubble of just being another virtual tour provider. You're able to offer specialized services to each specific industry that very much align with what you should be trying to help them achieve. So is there anything else? So that's my demo. do you want to move over to, I suppose, some of the stuff that you want to show them?
So this looks really well, and I think maybe the only thing I'm gonna or maybe the two things I'm gonna reiterate and focus on are the video and the white label, because I just know that they're key features. So the video, really, people have to understand that we're speaking over you guys see us on Facebook, but we speak over Zoom, and and I'm looking at the tour that Thomas is showing me, and I can't move because he's the one controlling this, and he's sharing his screen. But our video, which is based on broadcasting, which allows both people to be on the tour at the same time, see the different media files, even if the tour is complex with Minimap, with a bunch of media files and a lot of floors, seeing the media files with no lag time, and the video boxes are aligned perfectly, and you don't have to move them and close them all the time. I think the advantage is huge, and it only takes a few video calls to get a feel for that and to see it. You know, I always get those reactions when I go on demos and we move off from the Zoom call, which is awesome, but we move on from that to the live video chat, and we see it all together, and it makes the package complete, I feel like. And the second thing really is the white label, because we understand that you guys are from different places of the world and work with a variety of industries, and they want to know that they're receiving a good full product from you guys, and they don't like when it starts to become dependent on other sources that they don't know of. And what the white label does is it changes domain, logos, and colors, and basically lets you, not basically, but literally, and we say this, lets you market the system as yours and go forward and tell your clients that this is all your product, and this is all what you can offer for him, and he doesn't have to speak with Treatise or know about Treatise. We understand that. We understand the value that there's in that, really. So these are the two maybe more two and other game changers that we have, I think.
Yep.
And I think that summarizes it. I think you covered the main features, and this is enough. This is enough information from one time. I think we all did a lot of demos, and we know exactly. Sometimes you get carried away.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think using it in a practical way, being able to, I suppose, just from you want to be able to show everything, and I want to, I suppose, use it in the way that I'd like to use it. And I thought that was probably a good way of doing it. Another one that I suppose we didn't even touch on was the paywall as well. Like I showed in some of the things I showed, say the audio sweeps, just thinking off the top of my mind, especially in terms of say museums or tourist attractions, that offers a very obvious use case, because you can, I suppose, include say the audio files of say enter a specific area of a museum or a gallery. The audio file is triggered, but also before that, people can actually be able to pay to access it. So it offers up another revenue stream for yourself, but also for your clients, which is another big selling factor, and something that will ultimately, you can only move someone through a sales process quicker, because it's a feature that can give them extra revenue and help them claw back whatever price they pay for the virtual tour in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. And really the only thing I have to add to that is that the link, once you buy the tour ticket, it's time limited and it's one-time use, and it's only from this IP address. So as far as protection, I think this is always important to mention when speaking about the paywall, that the protection is very tight in here, and we're on it, because we know this is what it's based on, that the link not being shared and not being spread over people that didn't pay for the ticket. So it's airtight.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, that gives. Look, I suppose I could spend another probably hour going through it. You could probably spend another hour going through it. But I think we've given people, I suppose, a really good insight into it. I suppose, is there anything else that you want to, I suppose, touch on in terms of what's coming next for Treatise? It's given a bit of an insight into the roadmap, and what can people expect in the very near future?
Yeah, so I spoke about the big features, the e-commerce, the virtual staging, AR, and the contests. I think, like I said, we're always, we covered the basics of all the features, but once you dive into that and you realize that sweeps, you want them only replayed at certain times, and when you go to the tags, you want the stem, you want having more options and colors, and there's always more things to add, and we're always on that. We're always, I think. Really two big points that I want to emphasize here. One is that we're using our platform, and we have the most tours on our platform. We sell it. We have clients Nathaniel is constantly getting those calls from clients who need this, who need that, who have this not working and need fixed immediately. So we're reliant on it. We're not just sending a product out there for you to use, and it makes a whole lot of difference in my opinion. And the second thing really is it just allows you to offer more. I think, you know, we are receiving talks from clients that tell us that there's me before Treatise and me after. Like, this is one client from yesterday. I'm not exaggerating or anything, really not. Omer was with me on that call, and we were very happy to hear that. And it's really just expanding your service, and I think Thomas, your network fits perfect into that, and your experience and skill, because you can now take all this information, and whether it's one-on-one with each of your group member, or however way you do it, you can kind of find that niche market for each and every one of them, the features that are important, kind of get that package in. That's not, yeah, we're not getting carried away with the demos. We're just hitting the right ones.
Yep.
And then once clients are on there and they're starting to ask, and hey, this is a cool feature, you can do this, you can do that, then we add more. And I think the growth is incremental, and it's not stopping at all.
Yeah, that's great to hear. That's great to hear, and it's good to see. I suppose it's good to get a vision into Treatise's roadmap, what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, and I suppose it very much, in my opinion, aligns with where the industry is going as well. That I suppose it needs to move towards those things, and people do need to be able to offer more than just a virtual tour. A virtual tour is something that was seen as a flashy thing 5 years ago, but everything moves on. Consumer behavior has moved on. I suppose the industry has moved on, and the quality has moved on. And again, people need to be able to move on and offer more specialized services. And that is very much, I suppose, with what they can do with the Treatise platform. So I suppose finally, I know that I suppose Treatise are going to give an offer for people of the group. Can you touch on that, and how do people sign up, how to get started, and what's the next steps?
All right. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to allow you for a 1 month free trial instead of 2 weeks, so an extended trial. And I'm going to send Thomas the link to sign that up, and he'll pass that information clearly in an email or a message, so it's all understood. We're going to give some sort of credit benefits. I'm gonna figure out what the number is exactly, but we're gonna deliver a package of what we call the MSP unlimited credits. So the ones that roll over forever and can be transferred to any client, any tour. And we're gonna try to offer a better price. And I know Thomas, if you already are sealed with this, then you can pitch this, and if not, then we'll speak about this after and finalize the deal for sure.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have a discussion, and we'll maybe announce it in the group later on. But yeah, I'm excited to help people getting up and running on the platform, and I'll be diving a bit further into it myself over the next couple of weeks, and really helping people, I suppose, utilize it and get up and running. Again, it's very, you've seen how easy it is. 1 hour, that's all I spent on it today. So geez, after a day, you'll become an expert on it, and you really can take a business to the next level. And it's something that if I was still, so I'm on this side of the business now, but if I was still doing tours on a day-to-day basis, it's a no-brainer. I would 100% be using it, because it opens up so many different channels.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure we'll call it there. Nearly an hour. Thanks very much, Tomar. I really enjoyed it, and maybe we might have another call in a couple of weeks, and maybe dive a bit further into the more technical aspects of it, if people are interested in that. But thanks very much.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much.
Sounds great, Thomas. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your invitation, and thank you guys all for coming in live. It's been a pleasure for me to be able to speak here, and I know Thomas is doing a great job with his network, and it's always it's always fun to connect to clients that I see have a plan and have the great guidance from Thomas, and are connected to one another as well, and want to push their business forward, and they're ready to hear about new technology. It's always fun. So thank you very much again.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks guys for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one. See you later.
Bye bye.